Hey, just doing a little cooking here, see, or mixing or something. Anyways, I'm bored with that, so let's talk about something else. So we're getting ready to, we were getting ready to go on a cruise, and so I was trying to make a decision, and we got to looking at it, and cruising is just not going to be what we want to do. There were going to be 9 of us, 8 adults and 1 child, and I was really excited. We thought this was going to happen, and January was the date we were going for. Well, just out of the blue, I thought, well, not really heard anything from them. What kind of things are they going to do? I had heard that Carnival was asking everyone to get tested 3 days before they went. So I thought, well, I've not heard anything from Royal Caribbean. Let me look at it. And I got to looking, and they're requiring testing 3 days before you go. Okay, whatever. Then when you get on, you still have to wear a mask in most places except your room or when you're eating. And I wasn't upset about that. But my granddaughter's going. Granddaughter is 3. So for her, because she can't get the vaccine, she has to be tested 3 days before. Then she has to be tested when we get there. Then she has to be tested again 5 days into the cruise. What? It's awful. And on top of that, because she's unvaccinated, that makes our whole party unvaccinated. So we have to eat in the unvaccinated dining area. We have to go to the unvaccinated shows if she's with us. We can't get off the ship and do anything unless we go on a Royal Caribbean excursion because she's unvaccinated, or we have to leave her on the ship. And what? So my son had said he wasn't going to go. Okay, that solved that problem, maybe. Now, this is a Christmas and birthday presents I've been owing him for the last couple of years. So I got to thinking, but we play cards a lot. I go with my mom, my dad, my mother-in-law, my aunt-in-law, and my husband, and we sit and play cards a lot. We watch shows, we eat, we play cards. We go on some of the islands. Okay. Well, if I'm going to have to sit in a public area with a mask to play cards, no thank you. Oh my gosh. And even though we had a junior suite, you can't get comfortable in the junior suite with 6 people trying to play cards. It just, especially old people, and you got to have us all sitting straight. So I'm like, what? And I had been joking that if we did go to, if we did have to cancel the cruise, that we just go to Tampa. I'd already bought airplane tickets, got a great rate on those, and I said, if we cancel the cruise, we'll go to Tampa, we'll hang out. So I canceled the cruise, lost my deposit, but at this point, I had that money in 3 years, so, but to go on with that, so I started looking for places to stay in Tampa for 6 of us. Tampa was more expensive than Orlando. Orlando's just about an hour away, and I got to thinking, hey, we could rent a car, go to Orlando, and hey, maybe go to Disney for a couple of days, and hey, my son could come down with his daughter, and we could go to Disney for a couple of days. So I started looking, and I could get a place that slept 10 or 11, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, its own pool behind the house. Also in a resort that had another big pool and a kiddie pool area with squirting things and all that for $1,000 for 8 days, not a week, because I had set us up to fly in on Friday and fly out the following Saturday. I am a stickler about getting in the day before a cruise in case anything happens. So I thought, okay, now all I have to do is rent a car. So I started looking. I've used Priceline for years. I had been looking several years ago because I am an avid researcher when it comes to getting the best price, because I want the best price because I'm going to save my money for fun things like Disney. Oh. So anyways, I started looking, got Priceline, got through. Biggest decision I made there was we had gone to Disney about 3 years ago, and we had rented a van, and it was a Toyota Sienna. Loved it. Lots of storage room for luggage, lots of room. Thought it was wonderful. And when we went a year after that to Florida and we were driving, we were going to rent a Toyota Sienna. Of course, they didn't have any of those around here. We rented a big transit van. Seats 15, but only has luggage for one. If you ever get a transit van, it's either people or luggage. It's not both. The 6 of us, we just put all our luggage on the back row. But anyway, so I saw that and I thought, oh, that's great. That's about $1,000. And then, or $1,200, I guess it was. Anyways, then I went and got looking for, what was it for? Just a regular van. And it was like $300 cheaper. Well, $300 is $300 there. So I started looking up. I went and looked up all the measurements, how big, hip space, head space, leg space, looked up all those things, compared the two. And it's not but an inch here and there maybe. And it's not like we're traveling 12 hours where the inch would maybe make a difference. We're only traveling from Tampa over to Orlando, hour and a half. Doesn't even matter. I mean, we could live with that for $300 cheaper. And a lot of times it depended on what year the van was. Well, I can't talk with the van. So, you know, $300. So I was going through and it turned out it was Alamo. So I go in and it asked for my rewards number. Now, when we went to Hawaii back in 2019, I had rented several vehicles while we were over there. In Hawaii, there actually was a company that was located in the state of Hawaii, and it had the best deals. And you went in and you did it as soon as you could, and then you kept checking. And as you went on, if it went down, you could cancel the one and get the other. So anyways, all the way back to Alamo again. I went to the Alamo website and thought, well, while I'm here and I've logged in, let's just see what their price is. So I put it in and they were running a special, early bird special. So I thought, okay, well, let's check out this early bird special. Well, they didn't have a Toyota Sienna, but they had a Pacifica, which I'm thinking runs about the same. So it was $50 cheaper. I'm like, $50 cheaper, man. $50, I'm already down to $350. And I was sort of aggravated because Priceline's supposed to have this better deal, and over here, I'm getting a better deal. I thought, well, maybe they didn't have a Toyota Sienna because I'm doing the early bird special. So I went back, redid it without doing the early bird thing. Same exact price. Still didn't have a Toyota Sienna. Same exact price. So I'm aggravated at that because to me that's misleading. I'm over here clicking thinking I'm getting a great deal. In reality, I can go through the normal thing and it's the exact same deal, but still I'm saving $50. So I looked up the Pacifica and the Grand Caravan and compared them. And again, measurements are about the same, maybe varied depending on the year. So I don't know if I'm getting a 2020 or 2021 or 2019. So I thought, heck, another $50 we're going to go with here. So the point I'm making with all this long and drawn out thing is that you never know. You need to check Kayak, Priceline, and even go to the actual franchise because sometimes you're going to get a better price. Another thing that you should do besides checking all these websites, and you're like, oh, this takes forever. Once you've figured out which one is the cheapest and has the best price and has what you want, you just make a note once a month, go in and see if the prices change, because prices do change. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. You've locked in your price, but if you notice it's gone down, unless you pay in advance, you can always change it. Now, when we went to Kentucky not long ago, I went through Priceline. I paid up front and I supposedly got the better deal, but now I'm wondering, hey, should I have gone in and checked other places? Maybe Priceline isn't the best place anymore. I'm not a fan of Kayak or Trivago. I don't know why. To me, they're messy. I'm opening up too many windows. I want it easy peasy. I want it all in one place. I do like TripAdvisor, but there again, I prefer their reviews, not really their website for looking up prices and that. But I did learn a lesson that I will, no matter where I choose, I need to check the franchise itself and see if that has the better price. So we've booked the place for Florida. Now trying to decide on Disney tickets because Disney has changed so much. But it is always, going back to rental cars, it's always a good deal to sign up to be a rewards member. A lot of times they're free. If you're going to do a lot of traveling, you get the points. The points add up over time. And even when I was using the Hawaiian website, it was sort of like a Priceline, but just for Hawaii. And even there, I was renting from directly from Alamo or directly from here, or I was getting with them, even though I was going through this other website. So on all of those, I signed up for rewards, and I'm getting those. And I don't really rent a lot of cars, but when we're traveling and there's a lot of us, we rent a van. If we're flying down, I got a great deal on the tickets because somebody said, why don't you just fly into Orlando? Well, for the deal I got, I'll just fly into Tampa and just drive over. It's so much easier than trying to change flights, and I got good times and all good prices, and so we're just going to go with that. But the cruise is out, and we're supposed to be having another one in early, maybe January of 2023. And not holding out much hope for that. It's very disturbing, very unhappy that this is happening. I don't mind going places where I have to wear a mask, but when I'm living in that place, I don't want to be only in my room without my mask. I want to be in a condo or a place where I can spread out and take my mask off, where we can play cards or do lots of things. I don't have to wear my mask. I don't want to be on a ship, stuck on the ship, wearing a mask. And if you happen to sneeze or cough or get any kind of little cold, then you're put into your room and they test you a lot, and you lose out on excursions, and it's just too much money to be uncomfortable when I can do a lot less in a really great resort, and the only thing I'm missing is the free food. But hey, we can do cheap food, whatever, it'll work out. But the whole reason why I wanted to cruise is because I take my mom, my dad, my mother-in-law, and my aunt-in-law, my husband. And my dad will be 90 on the 23rd. My mom tomorrow will be 86. So may not have a lot of years left to go cruising, and they love cruising. And what started the whole thing of us taking them cruising was my mom and dad felt they were too old to go on their own and not be with somebody they knew or somebody that could help them. And so I ended up getting in an accident, got an insurance check, and I paid for everybody. And after that, I just kept it up. Now, for a couple of years, my sisters helped pay, but they have kids and they have expenses right now where my kids are out, so I don't have all those expenses. So they asked not to do it anymore. And I said, fine, and I just picked up the slack. And so it's something they enjoy. In 2019, we went to Hawaii because they wanted to go to Hawaii, but that was massive undertaking. We went to 3 islands, tried to get things in, the airplanes, the cars, the everything, the places to stay. It was a major overhaul. I'm glad we did it. We had a great time, but it also was hot, and that's all I can remember is, I always had heard Hawaii was so temperate. Oh my gosh, it was so hot. That's all I can remember. And I'm like, oh, Hawaii, oh, it was hot. I don't remember any of the good things, and I know there were lots of good things that we did because we really had a great time. And the best thing that we did was the Polynesian Cultural Center. That was awesome. But I'm so excited because I hadn't been able to go to Disney. I figured it'd be a while before we could go. Right now, masks are only on the inside. They're actually doing a food festival at Epcot. So I thought the older folks probably don't want to go to Disney Magic Kingdom. My granddaughter's 3, so we're going to do Magic Kingdom for just 1 or 2 days, and then we're going to probably go to SeaWorld. And I want to go to Epcot, to the place where I can eat all the food. We went, what year was it? 17, 18, we went there, and we went around Christmas time, and we went to Epcot, and we did all the food booths and looked up all the special Christmas stuff and food, and I had several beers and all kinds of stuff, and we had the best time. And so I saw when they're having another food festival, I thought, I would love to go, because every time I see one advertised at Epcot, I think, that would be so much fun. Oh, that would be great to go. And so I think all the older folks are going to go with us, and we're going to go to Epcot one day, and on that day they may go and do something else, because it's not just the kids this trip. I also have the older folks that I've got to take care of. So anyways, I've blathered on long enough, but subscribe, This is Graylee Tales, and I'll be talking about travel. I'll be talking about keto, prove it ketones, the best, losing weight, losing fat, what else? Kids, children, travel, God, family, lots and lots of things to talk about. Rescue dogs. I love my doggies, and if you go back and look, you'll see that I did lots of dog videos. But after about a month, I found, well, I'm tired of this cooking thing, so we've switched it up a little bit, and I'm trying to try something new. But anyways, I do appreciate you checking in. We're going to have a great time, and I wasn't doing anything. I was like, what can I do to look entertaining? So anyways, y'all have a great day. I've had a lot of fun talking to you and carrying on, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new subject. Haven't quite decided what tomorrow should be. If you have an idea, put it in the comments and I'll be glad to consider your choice. But do remember or know that if you put a horrible thing, I will just ignore it. Anyways, love you here at Graylee Tales. Bye.